Watch till the end. Sarah Thomas was born with a physical disability that made even simple movements a challenge. From her earliest years, she noticed that she couldn't do the same things other children could. Climbing trees, running in the park, and joining playground games often seemed out of reach. Yet even as a young child, Sarah displayed a quiet determination. She refused to give up on taking her first steps, insisting on trying again and again until she succeeded. Her parents celebrated each small milestone, encouraging her persistence and nurturing a resilience that would later define her life. School brought both excitement and discouragement. While classmates played sports and ran freely, Sarah often felt excluded. Some children teased her, and even teachers sometimes doubted her abilities. But rather than allowing these obstacles to defeat her, Sarah sought small victories wherever she could find them, mastering swimming strokes, completing short races, or simply moving a little faster each day. These moments, though modest, instilled a crucial understanding. The world might impose limits, but determination could redefine them. Sarah's curiosity and observation became a sanctuary. She learned to watch, absorb, and imagine what her life could be if she continued pushing herself. Solitude, which might have been lonely for others, became a space for reflection, growth, and mental preparation. She discovered an inner strength and a growing ambition, realizing that her limitations did not have to define her life. During her teenage years, Sarah discovered adaptive sports, particularly swimming. The water provided a freedom her body rarely experienced on land, and she quickly excelled under the guidance of encouraging coaches. Each competition brought new lessons. Some days ended in victory, others in near defeat, but every challenge strengthened her resolve. Sarah began to understand that perseverance mattered more than any temporary setback. Her early experiences taught her discipline, goal-setting, and mental toughness. She began journaling her progress, celebrating small achievements, and learning from mistakes, transforming her mindset from one of limitation to one of possibility. By the time Sarah reached adulthood, her passion for endurance and adaptive sports had grown into a dream: to challenge herself in ways few others could, to push her physical and mental limits, and to prove that obstacles could be overcome through relentless determination. Her early struggles had shaped her, instilled resilience, and prepared her for a journey that would inspire countless others. Sarah Thomas' story was no longer simply about living with a disability. It had become a story of courage, persistence, and the unyielding human spirit. As Sarah Thomas entered adulthood, her dreams grew bolder and more daring. The quiet determination of her youth transformed into a focused ambition: to test the limits of her body and spirit in endurance sports, to show herself and the world that physical disability was not a barrier to greatness. Each day became a new opportunity to push past discomfort, doubt, and fatigue. Her training was relentless, spanning hours of swimming, running, and strength exercises, often beginning at dawn before the world stirred. Early mornings in cold water, long runs through empty streets, and hours in gyms where her movements felt slower than others would have been discouraging, but Sarah embraced every challenge. She learned to see each strain, each ache, and each drop of sweat not as a punishment, but as a marker of growth. The obstacles were numerous and unyielding. Her body, conditioned over years of adaptive training, still carried the lingering effects of her disability. Injuries threatened to halt her progress at times, each setback a test of her resilience. Friends and even fellow athletes occasionally questioned her ability to compete at the highest levels, doubting whether someone with her limitations could endure the grueling distances of ultramarathons. Social skepticism mirrored her internal struggles. Moments of self-doubt crept in during long training sessions when exhaustion made even the simplest steps feel insurmountable. But Sarah had long cultivated a mental discipline alongside her physical strength. She knew that endurance was not solely a measure of the body, but of the mind and heart as well. Her first attempts at ultramarathon events were simultaneously humbling and empowering. Every kilometer demanded concentration, courage, and a willingness to endure discomfort beyond what she had imagined possible. The races tested not just her stamina, but her ability to remain calm under strain, to pace herself when every muscle screamed in protest, and to persist when every instinct whispered to give up. Crossing each finish line brought euphoria, but also reflection. Sarah realized that her victories were not only over the course, but over every lingering doubt, every voice of disbelief, and every internal hesitation that had haunted her. She learned to celebrate small victories, the completion of a grueling segment, the mastery of a challenging technique, the simple but profound achievement of showing up day after day. Training became more than a routine, it became a philosophy. Sarah meticulously tracked her progress, studied her body's responses, and experimented with new methods to improve endurance and strength. Visualization exercises allowed her to imagine herself completing races before she even started, building mental confidence to match her physical training. Journaling became a daily ritual. She recorded accomplishments, setbacks, and lessons learned, each entry a testament to her relentless commitment. She developed strategies to combat discouragement, such as breaking long distances into manageable mental checkpoints, focusing on small achievements rather than the overwhelming entirety of a race. Through this, she cultivated not only physical toughness but emotional and psychological resilience. As Sarah's experience and skill grew, she began participating in larger competitions, both national and international. Her performance attracted attention, not only for her achievements but for the courage and determination she displayed. Spectators and fellow athletes were inspired by the way she pushed her limits, enduring extreme conditions, and refusing to yield to the pain and exhaustion that would have stopped many others. With each race, Sarah became a living example that limitations are often only perceived, not real, and that perseverance can unlock extraordinary potential. The journey was not without sacrifice. Long training hours meant limited time with family and friends, and her body often ached from the relentless demands she placed upon it. Yet each sacrifice reinforced her purpose. The pain became a teacher, instructing her on patience, endurance, and the power of consistent effort. Her achievements slowly accumulated, improved times, successful race completions, and recognition within adaptive sports communities. More importantly, she began to realize the deeper impact of her journey. Sarah's persistence was not just about personal triumph, it was about inspiring others who faced their own struggles, showing that courage and hard work could transform adversity into achievement. Sarah Thomas' years of training against the odds were a testament to human resilience. Her story illustrated the profound truth that strength is forged in the crucible of challenge, and that success is not defined by circumstances but by the willingness to persevere despite them. Through countless hours of preparation, mental discipline, and sheer determination, she built a foundation for the extraordinary achievements that would define her later life. Her journey inspired a new generation of athletes, particularly those with disabilities, demonstrating that ambition, effort, and courage could defy expectations and reshape the world of endurance sports. Sarah's path showed that every obstacle encountered was not an end, but an opportunity to grow stronger, to push further, and to rise above what was once thought impossible. After years of rigorous training, relentless perseverance, and countless smaller victories, Sarah Thomas prepared herself for the ultimate test, one of the world's most grueling ultramarathons. The event promised extreme distances, harsh terrain, and unpredictable weather. For many, the challenge would have seemed impossible, but Sarah viewed it as the culmination of years of discipline and the manifestation of a lifelong dream. Each day leading up to the race was meticulously planned. Nutrition, sleep, mental preparation, and strategic pacing were all carefully considered. But more than the physical demands, Sarah knew that the race would test her mind and spirit. She had spent years strengthening both, and now it was time to put everything to the test. The race began in the pre-dawn hours, under a sky still tinged with darkness. The air was cold, the path winding through forests, hills, and desolate stretches where isolation amplified every challenge. As she ran, her muscles screamed, her joints ached, and her lungs burned, yet she remained focused on each step, each breath, each heartbeat. The doubts that had once accompanied her during training, the voices of skeptics, the whispers of self-doubt, were replaced by a deep, unwavering determination. Sarah moved forward not only for herself but as a symbol for countless others who faced their own obstacles, visible or invisible. Hours turned into days as the marathon tested every aspect of endurance. She battled fatigue, storms, and the mental weight of knowing that giving up could feel easier than continuing. Yet with every grueling mile, Sarah reminded herself of her journey, the childhood moments of struggle, the teenage years of adaptive sports, the countless hours of solitary training. She drew strength from the memories of perseverance and from the understanding that each step forward was a victory over her past limitations. By the time she crossed the finish line, exhaustion had transformed into euphoria. She had achieved what many thought impossible, not through extraordinary talent alone, but through relentless effort, discipline, and an unbreakable spirit. Her success resonated far beyond the race itself. Media outlets, fellow athletes, and the public celebrated her achievement, hailing her as a role model for determination, resilience, and courage. Interviews and public appearances allowed Sarah to share her story, emphasizing the power of persistence and the importance of mental strength alongside physical training. She spoke openly about the struggles she faced, the pain endured, and the lessons learned, inspiring countless individuals to confront their own fears and limitations. Her story became a beacon, illustrating that obstacles, whether physical, emotional, or societal, can be overcome through unwavering commitment and self-belief. Beyond public recognition, Sarah devoted herself to creating a legacy of empowerment. She began mentoring young athletes, particularly those with disabilities, offering guidance, encouragement, and practical advice for overcoming obstacles. She partnered with adaptive sports programs, advocated for inclusion and equal opportunities, and shared her experiences in workshops and motivational events. Her influence extended across generations, instilling hope, confidence, and ambition in those who might have otherwise doubted their potential. Sarah's message was simple yet profound: determination can break barriers, and courage can inspire change. Her life journey also emphasized the importance of mental resilience. Sarah's rigorous routines, mindfulness practices, and goal-setting strategies became models for athletes and non-athletes alike. By sharing the methods she used to overcome fear, exhaustion, and self-doubt, she empowered others to approach challenges strategically, cultivating both strength and clarity. She illustrated that achievement is rarely instantaneous. It is the culmination of years of preparation, perseverance, and the ability to embrace discomfort as a catalyst for growth. Through her accomplishments, Sarah Thomas redefined the possibilities for athletes with disabilities and for anyone confronting personal challenges. She demonstrated that limitations are not fixed, they are starting points from which determination can propel individuals toward extraordinary outcomes. Her story became an enduring testament to the human spirit, showing that courage, resilience, and unwavering dedication can transform adversity into triumph. Sarah's legacy continues to grow. Athletes she has mentored have gone on to achieve remarkable feats of their own, carrying forward the principles of persistence, mental fortitude, and self-belief that she exemplified. Beyond athletics, her story has inspired writers, filmmakers, and educators to share narratives of courage and overcoming obstacles. Sarah Thomas' life is more than a record of personal achievement. It is a source of motivation, a blueprint for resilience, and a reminder that true strength arises from confronting challenges head-on and refusing to yield to doubt or limitation. In the end, Sarah's journey serves as a timeless lesson. The human spirit can overcome almost any obstacle when fueled by determination, courage, and an unshakable belief in one's own potential. Her story inspires generations to chase their dreams, embrace challenges, and recognize that every setback is an opportunity to grow stronger. Sarah Thomas proved that perseverance is more powerful than circumstance, and that extraordinary achievement is possible when passion meets relentless effort. Her life remains a beacon of hope and motivation, illustrating the remarkable heights one can reach when limits are challenged and the human spirit is unbound. Subscribe my channel.